Hello, everyone. It's January 28th, 2023. And today you've got another scam story from this gentleman here. So welcome to Mail Order Bride Scams YouTube channel, where we're all about bringing you the real truth. So you can Google, in this case, Dream Singles Reviews, and find out the opinion of one of their clients. Where are we here? Where's the video? So I'm just playing this video and I'll be right back.
So a bad guy, yeah? A bad guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, only in films though, but naturally, I'm a pretty gentle soul.
So we have a celebrity here then, huh, Phil? Kind of. I hope, when we meet with you at our dating party, you're going to be there. I want the autograph from you. Is that okay?
You got it. You got it.
I'll frame it and put it in my office.
So this is a story about dream singles, how Phil was scammed. But Phil just went live 1 hour ago telling his scam here on OksanaLove.com. That was a clip from Oksana Love on her channel. So I just want to say that, guys, there's many paths to failure. We'll say this way, right? And so we're about the paths to failure on this channel. But what's much more exciting is the path to success. I'm not doing a very good job with my animation. The path to success, which we just went live. My wife, Anna, just went live talking about this couple, which is one of our new lovebirds. And Janna is going to go live talking about this couple, which is her client, Corey, and his new sweetheart. And that's a new love story. But anyway, yeah, my wife just went live with Mark and Elena telling about their love story. Elena has flown to Scotland to be with Mark now. So the good news is you absolutely can be successful. You've just got to, as always, play your cards right. Okay. So I want to give you a tip before we get going. If you can get the phone number of whoever you're communicating with online, because I know you guys that are pay per letter warriors and spending hundreds or thousands of dollars, it's really hard to come out of that scam. You're so invested with these girls on these sites, and you just can't believe that she would be scamming you because she's not asking you for any presents, any gifts. So you believe it's genuine. So for you guys to be able to see the light, here is a great hack. Get her phone number. If she won't give you her phone number, okay, you got to know that's a major red flag. If she's interested in you, she really likes you, she's going to have no problem giving you her phone number. And with your phone number, you can download this app, Get Contact. Now, it's in Ukrainian language, but here's what it's going to give you. It tells you how other people that have her number have entered her in their phone, if you can imagine. So here is one example of an entry that this particular Elena, some guy entered Elena Marriage Agency. So that's a marriage agency client. Another past one, it's a man, entered her as a man. And here's another one. My love. So it's a man that she had a relationship with. So it might not be current, active. It might be from the past. But here's another one, a sweet name. So this past boyfriends. So I'm just saying it's a great, sometimes you could get where it's like a guy and he had entered her as, for example, we've seen in the past, Elena 200. You can imagine what that means, right? She's a girl of the night and she's $200. Okay. So just, it's a great hack. Do it. And now I'm going to introduce you to our host, Janna, who's going to interview Phil, and then she will bring Phil in. So I'm just looking for Janna's video. So Janna is a streamer on our other channel, ukrainedating.tv, and here's what it's all about. And it's a little introduction to Janna. So, guys, that is Janna. She's going to be the interviewer of Phil, the scam victim today. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that if you are considering this journey, because it's not an easy one, that's the God's honest truth. But if you're considering it, if you can man up for this journey, really the best resource out there is what I'm going to play for you. UkraineDating.tv. It's completely free.
Hello, привет, and welcome to UkraineDating.tv. Our channel is the world's first of its kind, providing free live streaming every single day, 7 days a week with the real, genuine, beautiful Ukrainian ladies. Finally, now you have the opportunity to video chat live 7 days a week with different beautiful Ukrainian girls of all ages and walks of life. You get to ask all your deepest burning questions about all things Ukraine, Ukraine culture, Ukraine women, and Ukraine current events. And if you come to enough of our live streams, you might just discover what makes us mysterious women tick. Guys, I think you understand we're like David fighting Goliath here to bring you the truth once and for all. Our channel's purpose is to debunk the myth and stigma created by the toxic paper letter scam industry. And we hope you agree the best way to accomplish that is by giving you the opportunity to video chat with average Ukrainian girls that represent the real women of Ukraine. And then you be the judge about what's real and what's not. Guys, please know that we're doing this all for you. So do me a favor and subscribe to our new channel and help us help you, your fellow man, and help us bring Goliath to his knees. So guys, can I ask you to share this video with all your friends? Only together we can make a difference, guys.
Hey guys, like I say, ladies are streaming every day, 365 days a year on that channel. And you can even live cam share with them and see them face to face and ask them all your deep burning questions. Now, I want to put shame out before we start. Shame on the sex tours. So Seymour, welcome. And shame on you at the same time. So you have become a sex tourist. Shame on you. At this time, Ukrainian women especially need real men, not sex tours. And by the way, this is why Ukrainian women are so skeptical about foreign men, because of sex tours just like you. So shame on you. Shame on you. I just want to say that before we get going here. So I'm going to give it over to Janna here before we get going. Oop, I'm in the wrong format. Hello, Janna.
Hi guys, welcome to session number 2.
Session number 2. So I'm going to bow out and give it over completely to you today. Good luck with Phil.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
again.
Okay. Guys, also have something to say about this comment briefly. Also this is the reason why girls skeptical, and why they also have such intentions to foreign guys, because they understand that some of them have wrong expectations from ladies, not serious, right? So they also become not serious to guys. Okay, Phil, I'm glad to see you again, and I know that you bring us your second story also to prepare guys about different sides, right?
Absolutely.
So we will speak about dream connections, dream singles, sorry. Side. And please
sorry
tell
about that
your
one.
story about
I don't
this
want to have to do I don't want to have to do a forgiving videos, not dream connections, dream singles. Sorry, guys.
So
That was just no, that's okay. That's okay. But I just want to be clear. Not dream connections and dream singles. Okay.
I'm not familiar with all these sites, so I'm confused a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay, Phil. So tell please your experience with this site. What happened there? It was next after Oksana, love?
Oh, actually, this was before. If I make a clarification, it was called Dream Marriage. The website was Dream Marriage. Okay, I believe.
But no marriage after, right?
Yeah, Dream Marriage. Yeah, that was the name. So I got divorced in 2009, and it was a couple of years, and I started researching and finding out, where I'd be able to find, educated, attractive women, and Ukraine came to mind, and so I started communicating with this young lady from city of Feodosia in Crimea.
Crimea.
Yes, yes, and her name was Ludmila Shevets. Okay. At that time, I was about 59, and she was about 30 years old. She had a 5-year-old daughter. So I communicated with her, and then through Dream Marriage, which I think they were based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. Back then, I don't know if they're still there, but I made arrangement to go and see her in city of Feodosia. I was supposed to, so we wrote hundreds and hundreds of letters back and forth, and they would charge me for every letter that I wrote. And so I decided to go and meet her in June of 2011 in city of Feodosia. So I flew from here from.
Sorry to interrupt, Phil. Just one clarification, just because going to be many people watching this, but Dream Marriage is formerly Dream Singles. So Dream Singles, that basically what happens to these scam sites, they burn through their name. They got so many bad names, they have to collapse the name and form a new company. So
Dream Singles,
used to be Dream Marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, just quickly, I will come on at the end of your story, maybe, and tell you my story going head to head with Dream Singles at the iDate 2018 conference in Kiev. How much one of the executives almost clocked me. Okay, so I might tell you my story.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to.
No. Just okay. So that's good. I didn't know that they had changed names. So basically, what happened was I flew from Dallas Airport here in Northern Virginia with Aeroflot, the Russian airlines, that had a layover in Sheremetyevo Airport in Moscow, and then we lost our connection. So overnight, they put us in a hotel, and since I didn't have a Russian visa, I actually had another guy in the same bedroom with me, and they would not allow us to leave the room, and they had people that were monitoring us, and it was kind of scary, to be honest with you. The next day, I got the connecting flight from Moscow to Crimea in city. It went to Simferopol, which is the capital.
Simferopol.
Yeah, Simferopol, the capital of Crimea. And then at the airport, there was a representative from, I guess, Dream Singles, who was waiting there with a card. And she was waiting with a taxi for me, and then she drove me to the hotel. And the next day, I was supposed to meet this young lady, Ludmila Shevets. So in the morning, I got flowers for her, and I know that is a custom in the Ukrainian culture.
Yes, well done, Phil.
Use odd numbers of flowers, either 3, 5,
correct,
what have you. So I got her like 7 red roses, and so we met, and then so basically the first thing they did, the translator says, Phil, we have to go to the obmian, the foreign exchange, to get exchange, right? So she was charging $15 an hour. So for 8 hours, she was going to be chaperoning me and Ludmila. It was $120. So I got the money from the bank.
Ludmila said that she didn't speak English, so she needed help of interpreter, right?
Exactly, translator. Yes. So we went to. So first, since it was a morning, we went to a restaurant where they served fresh. Everything was fresh, juice, food, everything was fantastic. And so we had breakfast, the 3 of us, and then we took a tour in the city of Philadelphia. We went to one of the museums, and they showed me around. And since I had my sort of professional shoes on, Ludmila says, you should get sandals. So we went shopping, got sandals, and then we walked around. We had lunch, and then the next day she said, "Okay, we're gonna go to city of Koktebel." And so,
Beautiful.
Koktebel. She wanted to show me. They have a dolphin. There.
Aqua park.
Oh, right. So I went to go and see that, and so we went to see that, and they had like a lot of restaurants, on the shore. So we ordered some food, and we sat, on the cobblestones by the Black Sea. We had the food, and then it was so funny that if he had to use the bathroom, you had to pay for it. So so I had to pay for the using the bathroom. We went there. So Ludmila and this other young lady, I believe her name was Victoria, the translator. We went to an ancient church, an Orthodox Christian church, and I know that both of the ladies that put on scarves.
Yeah,
so
correct.
Basically, we went there and observed a baptism of a little boy. There was a baptism there. Watched that, and then and after this was like the second day. So next they said so we took a cab. They said, let's go to this Tartar restaurant. They were serving shishlik. I'm sure you know what that is.
Sure, I know it. I was at all these cities. I understand and imagine everything you're talking about.
Right. So we went there. We went sit in an it was like a little area. It had carpet on the floor, and it had like a little table. So we sat around that. They brought us food, and so I'm sitting next to Ludmila, and just want to hold her hand, and she said that, you can't hold my, told the translator, she can't hold my hand because we're not in a relationship. And so I said, what do you mean? You're not a Muslim woman that you need to be, engaged or married to your man to hold hands. So she didn't allow me to hold her hands. So that was very strange, actually. So and so we were supposed to we came back to Feodosia, and she said that we want to go out that night to a nightclub. So she said I have to change clothes. So what she did, which is very strange, she and the translator told the taxi driver to stop several blocks from where she lives. And so she went in, changed clothes, and come back. So why? Am I going to get up in the middle of the night and go attack her or something like that? That was so strange to me. And so that was the thing. And then when we went to the nightclub, I remember that she was just talking with the bartender and all the guys that are talking Ukrainian and, having a ball. And then she's dancing with me. The entire time she's dancing with me, her back is to me. She doesn't want to, look at me in the eyes. So that was really, really strange. And then so the next day, the third day, again we went out to restaurants and stuff, walked around, but the entire time she would not allow me to hold her hand. I bought her like a nice bouquet of red roses.
How many days you spent there?
This is the funny story. I was supposed to be there for 5 days and supposed to go out with her and translate for 5 days. She only showed up for 3 days. And guess what happened in the last 2 days? The translator, so I called the translator. I said, where is Ludmila? And you know what she told me? The translator said, Phil, sorry, I forgot to tell you that she's moving this weekend. And so, are you kidding me? I've traveled 10,000 kilometers, and she planned to move this weekend while I'm here. So basically what happened was the last 2 days, I was at the hotel, and I got really, really scared because I said, what if the transit doesn't decide to drive me back to the, Simferopol airport so I can leave. And so what happened was, it was early in the morning. I got all my stuff down. I was sitting in the lobby, and they had a security guard at the hotel. So before I left, she said, the transit said, wait, I want to make sure that everything is okay. I mean, imagine that I'm taking something from the room. So the security guy went upstairs, checked everything, and then came back and said everything is okay. So we left, and then she drove me to the airport, and then at the airport, when they were checking my passport, my U.S. passport, the lady that was checking my passport, she said, and I knew a little Russian. He says to this other lady, he says, "Это Amerikanец," and so showed me I said, "Это my passport," and so she said, wait. So she took the passport, and they kept me there for almost an hour before they let me go at the airport. They kept me there for an hour before let me go.
What they wanted?
What's that?
What they wanted?
They just want to check me. I don't know why. And then,
Okay. It's a that story, not about scamming. But okay, first of all, I want to compliment you that you really did this step for real meeting. Yet during your communication, because this should be. I want to ask you: did you exchange only letters, or did you exchange personal contacts with Ludmila?
she had given me her phone number, so I would call her from
So
time.
you contact personally, and then you came to her at her city and buy flowers. Which is nice, really, because our ladies appreciate that. So your communication during texting and letters was a romantic character, right? If you
Yeah,
did this,
definitely.
And then okay, so for me it seems like business step-by-step planning. So they have a person who could meet you from airport with the table, right? With the card. They have a taxi, to get you to your hotel, which is service, but it shows that they have a system, right? And then when you meet with the lady, and they have this translator, and this translator says to you to exchange money, to pay first, right? And this girl, Ludmila, she was just involved in this system and paid from this agency to spend just time with you without any feelings. Because this is, guys, this is a big red flag if the lady doesn't let to hold her hand. If the communication before was romantic, but then what happened next? What happened, right? That she changed her mind and doesn't let, like, we're not in relations. So what the purpose of this visit?
Exactly. No, I forgot to mention something to you. She took me shopping. She took me shopping, dresses and everything. She tried on 2 different dresses, and so that was another thing. So my impression is the translator, Ludmila, the taxi driver, and the agency, they were all together. And they were sharing.
It can be a restaurant, because if they pick in locations, so it can be like also restaurants paying some fees for such organizations which bring clients to them, right? So it's unfortunately a big system. And guys, I think it's very clear for you, all the system, right? That everything was planned without any feelings. So the lady was like an actress who just played her role just to show up. That's all things that she did. And over this, she did nothing. I mean, about real connection, real communication, and some real feelings.
Yeah. In fact, I will tell you who she looked like. She looked like this, and I think she's also probably a Slavic actress. Her name is, I believe it's called Natasha Kinski. There is an actress who was in a movie called Species. If you ever seen the movie, Ludmila looked like her. She looked like you said. She looked like an actress. She definitely looked like an actress. And she was actually much taller than I am, because I'm only 5'7", and she was like probably 5'10". And no, she She was just being polite. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. So unfortunately, we can see just a system that they involving foreign guys in this communication. You have some fantasies, some hopes that this lady is serious to you. You come to meet her, and everything they need. This is just your money to make shopping, to pay, to go to restaurants. But she just show up, and that's all her role, nothing more.
I found out something else. She was actually, Ludmila was actually an employee of Dream Singles, and she worked for them.
It's exactly what I'm trying to explain to you, that she just a part of this company because she paid by these people to be this attractive picture for you, to be this fantasy, but nothing more. She's not really interested in, right, to build relations, unfortunately. So also need to understand red flags during communication before you make this important step. So she gave her personal contacts and it looks like perspective, correct?
Yes. Yes.
When you exchanging, and when somebody lied to you, like, I want to meet you, I want to build some relations with you, some romantic discussions maybe, and communication, of course it brings just the wrong hopes. Did you understand that moment when you was there that something wrong?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I called and said that she's not going to show up for the last 2 days.
Just there, not at the first day?
No. I mean, I thought she was polite, but then I guess my suspicions start to rise when she said, "Oh, in Ukrainian culture, we don't hold hands unless we are engaged or we are married." And my response to that was, "You're not a Muslim woman, because Muslim women don't hold hands unless they are engaged or they're married to their man."
Yes, because it is not true. People hold in hands when they have romantic relations. It can happen even on the first date if people have connection and spark. So it can happen even at the first date, of course.
And I explained
only if the people really feel to each other. So it's a red flag if the lady doesn't let to hug her, to hold her hand. It's a red flag. It shows that she doesn't have feelings to you.
Oh, absolutely. And let me say this: most men, they're stupid, and I don't mean that in a negative way, because they get enamored by a woman's beauty. They don't see her inner world, and they forget about. They just see this. They don't see what's.
Phil, and what was next? Did you try to contact to the administrator, to matchmaker of this agency, to clarify this situation, like something was wrong?
They never responded to me. I think they never responded to me, and in fact, I called Ludmila one time, and you know what she said to me on the phone? She said, "Oh, it's you again," and then she hung up.
Oh, unfortunately, it's a shame for me to hear that some people in my country also involved in this, and not feel pity, to behave this way. Unfortunately, it's really not pleasant to listen to such stories. And if they never responded to you, did you have some other ladies on this site when you tried to contact or to meet? Maybe?
No, that's the only one that
was the only one. Okay. And did you know how many you spent for this travel? It was expensive for you?
Yeah, back then. This is in 2011. Close to $6,000.
Oh wow!
Just to travel.
Ouch.
Travel to Ukraine, not the paper letter things. That was another.
It was just a trip, right?
Yeah, but yeah. Probably
only for 3 days. Lady staying next to you, just being polite without any feelings. Yes, it is really unpleasant, and need to prevent, right, such stories for other guys, not to let such people in your life.
The big age difference is a red flag. Don't go that route. Don't assume that because you're a Westerner, you're going to find a Ukrainian lady who's 30 years old and 30 years younger than you, and she's going to be interested in you.
That is what I usually saying here on the channel, and that is a reason some guys don't want to hear that. And I have a lot of critiques about my comments about age gap, because they don't want to agree with me. Like, oh, you're not realistic. 20 years, it's absolutely okay. But guys, hear me, please. Listen to me. That 20 years due to sites, or it's not okay for every man. It's not okay usually for culture. So why this lady, if she is beautiful, why she can't find other men with less age gap, right? She has these opportunities. So it should be a red flag. I don't say that this is impossible. It can be. Look at Joseph and Anna. They have 20 years age gap and they in love. But you can see that they are in love mutually from Anna's side also. But it happened in real life. It really happened. But not like every lady sitting and waiting for some big age gap and plan. It happens just only by lucky occasion. If people have this spark, if they during communication understand that they are interested and their views are in common and they feel comfortable together, it can be. But it doesn't mean that this is a rule and that you can pick up the lady with a 20 years age gap, 25, 30 or something, and she will be absolutely sincere to you.
Something else.
Most of all, it will be a scam.
Yeah, Ukrainian women are not desperate, even when there's a war in Ukraine.
Of course not.
They're very proud people. They're very nationalistic. They absolutely love their country. They don't, majority of them, they absolutely love their country, their soil. You always remember. Always remember.
You understand this very, very good.
Yes.
We have comment from Yannick. Hello, Yannick. I'm glad to see you. To go to meet a lady before being a couple, man is not obligated to give the lady more than flower or a chocolate. Plus, feeling her off at the dinners, other types of gifts is for when being a couple. Yannick, I absolutely agree with you. Men don't obligate it for anything, especially for shopping. So, of course, it can be some present when you go from other country, something not huge, something like not very expensive, because you don't know will these relations work or not. Then you can invite for a date to the restaurant. As a gentleman, you should pay for this restaurant.
What?
But you also should understand, do you have some feedback from this connection, correct? So when you invite lady for a date and she don't give you anything back, any interest, any feelings, she don't let to hold her hand, so why you need to continue dating this lady, and to just to feed her for free in luxury restaurants? No need, of course. Absolutely true. Simur Zinka, most Ukrainian women are honest. If you are fat, they will tell you that you are fat. It's not an insult, but they will tell you that, and tell you that will cook healthy for you. I can see that this guy really has good experience in communication, in dating with the Ukrainian ladies. I have agree with that. So Ukrainian ladies, they are honest enough. I mean, good ladies, yeah, high quality value ladies. They are honest enough, but they will not tell you that you are fat. Maybe they will not want to offend you, but in some way they can hint to you that, oh, let me, I will cook for you, right? Let's take your health in my hand. I wish you the best.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Somebody that exercises, a lady that exercises every day and she's fit, do you think that she'd be interested in a man that doesn't take care of himself? That doesn't make sense, because you both have to be in good shape. And I mean, it's not very attractive, I don't think, for a man.
Phil, I think it can happen that lady can have feelings and interest to a man who is out of shape, but of course she will wish in some perspective that thanks God our body is something that we really can change, right? So depends on our habits, And in some perspective, she will maybe expect from you that you will change your lifestyle and will just have better shape. So yeah, it would be nice. First of all, benefits for you, for your health, and also she would be pleased with these changes. And if the lady love a man, she will try to think your mindset about this, right?
Absolutely. I have a question for you, if I may.
Sure, welcome with your
Uh,
question.
and I've actually spoken to Diana about this and Joe. Um, I don't know how relevant this is to the Ukrainian ladies, but even though I'm an accountant professionally, I have devoted my past 25 years researching how to stop biological aging. I'm actually 8 years younger than my actual age, my chronological.
Mhm.
And you're probably going to laugh at this, but I am on a journey in about 2 years to achieve a biological age of 50. In other words, I like in 2 years from now, I'd be a man who's 50 years old biologically. And I can prove that because there are certain
So
products out
I will
there.
not
Yeah, I don't know how
I
that,
will not stop
how
from
relevant
this. I want to just to say that our life in our hands, and of course we have such factors as genes. So some physique which we received from our parents, right? So some genes, and second, the also important, like 50-50, is lifestyle we lead. So if you careful about what are you eating, how much are you eating, what time of day you eating, how active you are physically, if you treat yourself in a good healthy way and try to lead healthy lifestyle, of course it also has influence for your shape and for your appearance. And this is nice when you understand this. And of course it's even more important how you look like instead of your biological age, because if you are with a positive mindset, good looking man, of course you can have more age gap if somebody need of that. Yeah, so this treatment and appearance of men is important, not appearance like what shape of face or nose. I mean appearance, what kind of shape you have, what are you healthy, in other ways, in other words, right?
Absolutely. I just don't want this discussion to think that I'm some crazy guy that is like Dr. Frankenstein is gonna trying to make himself look like a 20-year-old. That's not the idea. The idea is, and let me explain what this is all about. It's all about one thing: how to avoid developing age-related diseases. That's what's all about. That's what I'm doing.
And I also want to say that you have this idea, yeah, you addicted to this things, lifestyle and not biological, like the way you look in life. It also some kind of interest because you're involved in many processes to lead this kind of life. So you try to control what are you eating and all these many things. So it also zone of interest, and such people are attractive because they know that they what they want, how to achieve that, and they stay in some process, and this is attractive when you have some zone of interest. Juan Antonio want to ask you, Phil, do you prefer to pursue a lady based on the possibility or probability of a relationship? Please explain your answer. Hello, Juan Antonio, I'm glad to see you.
Sure. I think I think there's a famous cultural thing. I believe it's true of Slavic also in Ukraine, and that is there are half souls that are scattered all over the world, and then when they find each other, they become one as one soul. Am I right or wrong on that?
You're right, you're absolutely right.
So the thing that I think you really have to understand the Ukrainian culture, their thought processes, their history. I think combination of what the person's inner world is and what's on the outside, they're both critical in attracting the right kind of person. I mean, from my perspective, in other words, attracting the right kind of woman, because I mean, you could have a woman who is on a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 10, but her personality, her character, her way of thought processes do not mesh
Sure.
yours. So and the only way you're going to find that is you actually, when you interact with her in person in real life, that's how you can see, you know, if that there is that chemistry, you know, that you, and as a man, you also have to be cognizant of the cues that a woman exhibits, and you have to be able to read that. And that's, I know 99% of men cannot do that. They're very, very difficult to really looking at a lady's face or facial expressions or her mannerism to see how she's feeling. So you have to learn that. It's a learned experience. And once you learn that, then you can get along very well. I think that's what I think.
I think that it comes with the practice and how empathic person you are, and also about intelligence, right? So many things, if you're curious about and curious, try to read about some psychology or some other things which help to understand humans' behavior, you need to learn and to discover all these things and to apply these things in your personal communication, to be to understand many things. What is like all the signals shows even more than words, or right. So as much you understand this, as more like successful you will be, and from the very beginning you can understand, will it work or will not? If will not, why need to waste the time?
So basically, I guess what I was alluding to is the non-verbal cues. You really, like Janna was saying, you really have to develop those skill sets to be able, is almost like, let me put it to you this way. I envision a woman, if you want to compare it to a vegetable, is like an onion.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to cover the various layers, and that takes some ingenuity, like you said, some what I call emotional intelligence, to be able to discover those different layers, and then you can adjust, you know, the yourself to those different cues. You know, like if a woman, she's not in a good mood, you know what you need to do. You need to walk away or let her be, to you know, just some idea.
Right. It will help you in the future with every potential partner when you have these skills. So it can be your person, but in some way, because we are not at that shape, and I mean not physical shape, I mean mental shape. If we're on a different level, we just will not attract correct person. So that is why we try in here to speak about such important things like what people need and what they will not do, what is true, what is false, because very important to understand all these things. So with this dream marriage, that was the only story, and you understood after that that it was
Yeah.
not a correct place and not a correct woman, right?
Basically, what I did, I put a pile of money into like a trash can, and I set it on fire. That's what I did. Not just the money, but also emotionally too.
Phil,
Devastating.
I'd wish you to accept this like your personal experience in generally, if to look at this situation. Of course, this is definitely bad experience because you really throw amount of money to trash, but you visit a new country, you have this experience, what not to do, how to understand that this is somebody cheating on you. It also life experience, and for future you will know what you will not do anymore, what you will not accept for yourself. So you lived that side, right, after this story?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You remember I told you that after I came back to the United States, when I called her back, the only thing she said to me, "Oh,
This
it's
is you.
you again. It's you."
Unfortunately, yeah,
Again.
it was not polite.
I mean,
It was definitely not polite. And how many time did you spend in general on that site before this meeting? And how many money did you spend there for these letters or exchanging contacts, which is also not free?
probably trip and the letters and everything, probably over $12,000.
10?
Well, over $12,000.
Over 12. Oh, so
12,000.
double than a trip.
Yep. Yep.
That's unfortunate to hear, really. And guys, it's really a pity for me to hear such stories. But let's hope that such stories will help for other people not to have this experience. Bad advice: stop talking when on a date with a Ukrainian woman. Let her talk. Show no emotions except when you see her beauty and in her beautiful dress. Don't ask to hold her. Just. Mhm. But this is what Phil did. He tried to take hand and she rejected. She complained to translator. Phil, do you prefer to brush? This was we already had. Didn't hear an answer for my question. Probability or possibility of a successful relationship. Please select one and explain why your answer came across as word salad to me.
Well, to answer that, I think is a two-way street. I mean, you could be interested in a lady, but she cannot emotionally feel connected to you. It doesn't matter how hard you try. If she doesn't feel that emotional connection, nothing's going to happen. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing you have to understand is women think at the emotional level, men think yes or no. Women, they think in a range. So you as a man have to meet the woman halfway. You have to meet her at certain emotional level, and she also needs to meet you at the emotional level. So you need to be able to connect those two. If you don't have that emotional aspect in you as a man, you're not going to be able to connect with her. So there has to be, that's, and I think that's the definition of love for me, to be emotionally connected. And if you don't have that, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And I mean, I know there are guys out there that are millionaires and they think that they can buy love with money. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
Definitely, right.
Yeah,
You will buy her time. You will buy her time. You will buy maybe her body, but emotionally, she will never support you.
Exactly.
And she will leave you as soon as you will be not convenient for her anymore.
Or she decide to upgrade somebody higher.
It's the same.
Monkey branch. Yes. If you're punching above your weight, you're going to get monkey branches. Hey, guys, I just wanted to pop in for a minute because I got to go and tell you my story. Is that okay? Do you have 5 minutes if I just chime in, tell you my story, Phil? Okay.
Please? Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll hear it.
Okay, great. I will just put you guys in the background as I tell the story, and then I will go on about my day because we've got to go. So I just wanted to, I promise you guys that I might share my dream singles story because it's a rather interesting story. You see, first thing I want to say is that there are sites that are what I call scam by design. They're not designed to make you successful. They're not designed to create real relationships or definitely not marriages. They're designed just to scam you, to milk you for whatever you're worth and make as much money as you can. Unfortunately, Dream Singles, 100%, I'm 100% sure, it's scam by design. So proof is in the pudding. And by the way, top 99 scam sites, it's in the description below this video. So definitely check it out. It's surveyed by thousands of men. Thousands of men have answered the question, do you believe you were scammed, and by what site and by how much? So that's how it was. That's how they got the top 99 scam sites. So check out if the girl that you're talking to is one from one of those scam sites. So I was it was in Kiev, and I was at the iDate 2018 conference. So it's the industry's annual dating conference, and you get the matchmaking agencies, dream singles like the dating sites coming there, but usually not the real toxic scam sites. Now, this one sponsored the event. Dream Singles sponsored 2018's event. So I actually, as is in my character, I confronted the owner of iDate because it's an independently owned conference. Mark is his name. And I said, Mark, what's up with having, a notorious big scam site sponsoring your event? And he goes like, well, Joe, I've got to pay for this event somehow, right? It's not a big money maker. I said, well, yeah, okay, pretty lame excuse. But then he gave them an award. I used to have the placard here. I could put it up, but it's not in my StreamYard right now. But it says Dream Singles on the bottom. It's bows and ribbons, and it says, winner of the, I don't know, top dating site of 2018 or something, Dream Singles iDate Award. So shows to go, you can't trust who gets the awards by the industry standard makers. Anyway, so I'm at lunch during the conference, and I was sitting alone, and there was a lady close to me, and then there was another guy across the table. It was just a small table for lunch break. And we're talking, I'm talking to the lady, and then this guy sitting next to her, the guy says something to the lady, and this guy, I call him Igor because he had no neck. He was big boy, big Russian boy, no neck, no neck. Igor. He says blah, 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 to the lady, and I don't remember their names. It's 2018, and I'm like, I could see something was up. It was clear, and she says, Igor wants to ask you. You have a video on your YouTube channel that's hurting his business. He wants to know if you could take it down. And I'm like, what video is that? And so back then in 2018, I had only had one bad Dream Singles review on this channel. And so I wasn't sure actually which one it was, but they're like this one was. It's a client of theirs being scammed by them. So it's not my opinion. It's just a review by their client. It's justified, right? So I just said, hey, listen, that's your client, and that's what your client says about you. So I'm not taking it down. Well, then he got like red. He got red, and all of a sudden in Russian, then it's his coworker. The lady translates back because she speaks English. She says, no, that's not acceptable. They like to say this in Russia. Not acceptable answer. I'm like, well, that is my answer. So take it or leave it. I wasn't being threatened by this no neck Igor. Anyway, the plot thickens. And so we had a conversation. Oh yeah, I should tell you this. We had a conversation about them being scam based. And he said, well, he used data. This is tricky. This is very foxy. He says, well, we have, and then he threw a number. I think it was like, it was a big number. It was hundreds. We have let's say 237 marriages this last year. How many do you have? And I was like, damn, if that's true, he's wiping our ass, right? But think about it. They do at least 50 million a year in revenue. So it's the law of large numbers, right? You have some marriages just by, first of all, it's not true. It's not true. There's no way it's true. But at the time I was like, it was a good argument. So of course I couldn't compete with 200 marriages in 1 year. We have right now, the lifetime of Match Guarantee has 115 clients. So, and to be honest, to find out your marriage success rate, it requires a lot of time. We're doing it now. We're auditing our marriage success rate, but we've been at it for months. Janna, our administrator's at it. So it's not easy. I don't think anybody else really does it, honestly. But anyway, yeah, it's just a law of large numbers because they're doing 50 million plus. They will get some marriages. But okay, so fast forward, we're at dinner, and we were at the Arena in Kiev. If you've been to the Arena, forget the name of the restaurant. And lo and behold, this cutie pie sits down close to us, and she's like a smoking 10. I was single at the time, actually. So I was like, whoa, who's that? Who are you? And I'm a matchmaker, she says, and she introduces herself. And this is my client. I believe it was Mark. And I said, hey, Mark. And he's from the States somewhere. And we starts talking and da-da-da. We had been on the topic. I was sharing the story that happened to me at lunch. And he goes, what? Dream singles? I said, yeah. He says, those fuckers just scammed me 25 grand, and chat. Fucking, I fly here to meet this chick and she doesn't show me at the airport and blah, 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 blah. He's pissed, right? And I went, Mark, today's your lucky day. Do you believe in karma? Well, would you like to talk to one of the executives of Dream Singles? He's sitting at that other table right over there. And I pointed to the bald-headed guy with no neck. No neck. And he says, fuck would I ever. I said, okay, let's go. This is going to be interesting. So we get up and go over there and I say, Igor, meet Mark. He's your client. What, Mark, what do you want to say to Igor? And he's like, you bleepity, 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 bleep. And he just gave him an earful. So, yeah, that's the story of the winner of the iDate 2018 awards. So, listen, for you guys that don't know, I will be starting online dating bureau because there's no police, there's no governing body in this industry. Now, I need about $250,000 to start it because we got to do it right. So it's going to be an independent meaning I'm not even going to be on the board of directors because I'm not independent. But there will be an independent board of directors that's mostly, some will be inside the industry, but most will be outside. It'll be all high pedigree people that, can't be bribed kind of thing. So this is the idea of it anyway. And it's going to evaluate, it's going to assess all of the agencies. It's going to invite agencies and sites to be audited. And anyway, it's going to be a whole online thing. So it will be a resource, the only real true resource that you, the guy that wants to marry the beautiful Slavic lady, can go to see if it's maybe a decent site that you're at. So you will see everything will be full transparency, independent governing body that will rate all sites, all agencies. And by the way, I'm ready to start it. It's going to take about a year to build. I'm ready to start it. I'm looking for an investor. So if anybody is interested, you can email me at joe@matchguarantee, spelled with a y.com, if you want to discuss it, or if you've got, at least 50 grand. I would like the investor to have at least 50 grand and want a seat on the board of advisors. So maybe if you've been scammed a lot and I think that would be a good investor and a good partner, is somebody that really has a bad scam story. But I mean, I'm open to anybody that might be a partner and it might fit. It might make sense for your portfolio. I believe it will be a good, profitable company too. It's not just a charity. It will have profit. It will be profitable. I believe it will be very profitable, actually, because we will earn revenue from the agencies that want to be rated by us. Why? Because they're going to get clients. Because clients will come to them, they will see a good rating if they are a truly good site, and then they will get business because they have a good rating with us, right? We will eventually become known as the gold standard in ratings in the international dating arena. And also clients, men that want to, it won't be a free website, it'll be by membership only. Parts of it will be free, but the real value will be membership based only. So yeah, email me if you're interested in partnering up with me on onlinedatingbureau.com. I already bought the domain years ago because I've had this idea for years. But, the truth is, little boutique agencies that are honest, like Match Guarantee, we're not rolling in dough. It's enough to put bread, on the table for a family like us and pay for, your staff. And that's about it. That's about it. So that's my story. I'm going to bring you back on, Phil. And I think your audio, I'm not sure if your audio is on. Yeah. And Janna, I'm going to bring you back on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'll say bye. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Amazing story. Wow. He's a I got to say, Joe is a brave guy.
He is. It is true, because when people earn big money on cheating, they don't want to be, you know, that everyone will know that this is scam, of course. So what we could see from this, from your story, right? So unfortunately, this is like a factory, that agency, which need money from clients, these fake meetings, and they just throw you away, right? And ignoring you and maybe even block.
Oh yeah, 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 exactly. It's and I think usually uh, this sort of situation develops because you give unfettered trust to someone, some organization that they haven't earned it. And so, because, just like with the other scammers that I had dealt with, I always thought in my mind and in my heart that you give everybody the benefit of the doubt, let them prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And give them a
Phil,
chance.
did you ever try to watch reviews to have some investigation about the next agency you try to find luck?
To be honest with you, I didn't do that. But then, I think life teaches you a lot of experiences. And, I think it's good to have a healthy skepticism.
Mm-hmm.
And once you
Yeah,
have
it's
that,
something, some doubts we have about everything new.
exactly. And then once, and I think the facts a lot of times should speak for themselves. So, like I said, give everybody benefit of doubts. If they prove you wrong, then you stop dealing with them. Even though you've lost money, you were emotionally invested with the women,
Yes.
and and you basically have to lift yourself up and move forward. You cannot you cannot let your past to dictate how you're going to act in the future, because that's what life is. Life teaches us a lot of experiences, and we learn from that. The most important lesson, I think, is that you have to be shrewd enough to identify and stay away from toxic people, people that can really damage you emotionally, mentally, financially, the whole thing. And
Yes,
that,
but all I want to say here to guys, like you can write down also one more tip, to make short investigation about what kind of agency are you going to deal with, and not to experience this PT experience, beta experience on your own, right?
I actually have a suggestion. In fact, I checked Match Guarantee in there as well. There's a website called three W's dot scamadvisor.com. They use one of the protocols they use is artificial intelligence that looks
Mm-hmm.
at like hundreds of different attributes about agencies. And your particular organization got a score of 100 in terms of legitimacy, whereas some of the other organizations looked at, they got like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one source that I've used to identify. I mean, of course, after the fact, So that's one thing. And the way I think to judge a matchmaking organization is how responsive the people are, number one, and not only what they promise you, but what they actually deliver.
Okay, tell me as a client, what you will pay attention at. So they promise you first, and the most important, to find a soulmate for you, right? So what kind of actions agency should do, and how they can prove their actions for you as as for a client? Then you can understand and be satisfied with these actions. What they should do.
Okay. I mean, at least in my case, I think the most critical thing is, and that's one of the things that I discuss with Luba, that I think the litmus test for me is okay, I have provided you this list of these 10 ladies. Let's see how many of them are sincerely and seriously are interested in getting to know me, not just sending letters or doing video calls, but in reality are willing to go ahead and meet with me, and they can envision a long-term, happy, and holistic relationship with someone like me. In other words, accept me for who I am, not
Mm-hmm.
who they want me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's something that they're comfortable with, that they can live with, knowing that I'm not a millionaire. I work, yes, I work for a stable gas company and I have good income, but I also believe that whether it's a man or a woman, the two people build their lives together. That means to me that they're gonna be true partners for each other. Be there in the good times and be there in the bad times, and they support each other, become one unit.
Phil, I think these things, everything decided about agencies, the database and quality of ladies in this database. If ladies didn't underpay from agency, what the profit for them to have this communication and to exchange letters or chatting if they receive nothing? Why they need to waste the time? So it shows that only pure interest from the lady will drive this lady, right? And nobody have to communicate, and nobody want to do this without any benefits. If the intentions of the lady are serious, so the benefit for her would be genuine relations, real relations, and real soulmate to find a man of your life.
In fact, I think, and I don't know that. I think if the women are also paying the matchmakers to find them a husband, that to me I think is a problematic. I don't know that. I don't know
Mhm.
if that's normally works or not, or only are the men's that are looking for a future wife. Because I think if a woman is saying, I don't know how that works because I'm not familiar with the industry. I don't know if women normally also pay to join the matchmaker so they can find them a future husband. I don't know that.
Mhm. Usually, ladies nowhere, I think, they don't pay to become a client. But the thing is, does the agency pay for ladies? And this is the most important uh, here. So if lady come to this agency as a client, but not to find a soulmate, but to receive money from other clients who just cheated. This is the full picture and all her intentions. So, normal lady, high valued lady, she interested to find a husband, not to receive some $50 or something yet, just to communicate with someone or to show up for a meeting. Brandon asking the name of the site, please again.
Oh, the name of uh,
Reviews site.
oh, the name of the, okay, it's okay. So it's www dot scamadvisor, one word, .com.
Scam advisor, one word. Mhm.
Yes.
And Juan Antonio want to clarify his question because I think he's not satisfied with the answer. So, on a balance of probabilities, would you choose to pursue a lady based on the possibility or of a successful relationship, or based on the probability of a successful relationship?
Okay. I think he's trying to make a distinction between the possibility and probability. I think there's the two words, they have two different meanings. Probability means that there's a certain percentage of success. I think in his mind, that's what he's asking. Whereas possibility means that it may or may not happen at all. So there is no percentage of success with possibility, whereas there is with probability. I think
So
probability.
okay, if you understand this in this way, just give please your answer. So what is more important for you, and when you will, what you will choose? Will you pursue the lady, and what are you based on?
Based on, I would say, I would say the most critical thing is, from a woman's perspective, if she feels that she can see this man next to her as someone that she can emotionally, intellectually, uh, and uh, connect with. If she cannot, it's not going to work. And the most important critical point, in my opinion, is that emotional connection. If she doesn't feel the attraction, if she doesn't feel the emotional connection, it's not going to work. With men is different. Men
Yes.
men look at the lady, they're attracted to the physicality. Women, they look at a man from an emotional perspective to see if they can emotionally connect with this man. That's what I think.
Yes, and also on his actions.
His actions, that's correct. Can
And
you?
emotional connection also, but it emotional connection will begin when she can see your actions
That's absolutely true.
towards
Keep
this
your word.
lady.
Keep your word. If you
Not
say,
only keep your word, the way you care in the lady, she understand how supportive you can be, how interesting you can be. She begin to feel emotions just after your actions.
don't you have a famous saying in Ukraine that a man supposed to be a stone wall that a woman can lean on? Am I correct?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
We have this saying in brief, like which literally says that a wife should feel herself like um, next on a rock wall, stone wall.
Rockwall, Stonewall. Right. Right. And and I think
So
the
it
most
means that she need to feel secure in all
safe. She
areas of life.
feels safe, secure, and she knows that she's in a stable environment. And most important thing is that she can rely on the man, and the man's word means something. It's not just words; it means something, and and that's how I think two people can connect with each other. But I think two people also build their life together. So it's to me it's give and take.
Exactly.
Give and take.
And you guys, foreign guys, you should understand for you very quickly. Do you have any feedback from a lady? And first, her feedback would be some emotions, her time. She will invest her time, first of all, in these relations. She will try to find opportunities to spend time with you, to meet with you. All this physical connection, also like holding hands, it's also the beginning, and it's the most, the straightest way. The lady, when without feelings, she will never let any physical contact.
Absolutely correct. Um, the other thing is, I think um, women by nature, since they are social creatures, they will observe the men, how you interact with other people, how
Yes.
respectful you are. Say if you're in a restaurant, if you talk badly to the waiter, or you're nice and
Yeah.
polite, do you pull the chair for the lady so she can sit? Do you open the door? Because that's what a Ukrainian lady expects. It's not like in a Western society where everybody, does their own thing, and that's not the way it
I
works.
can't imagine this.
No, no, you can't. I mean, because that's the way it is here. I mean, it's you know, I cannot tell you if I ever seen a man open the car's door so the lady can get in, or hold the door. I always do that, by the way, here in America, for everybody, man or woman, doesn't matter. And people sometimes look at me strangely. They say, "Where is this guy from? He must be from outer space or something," you know. But I do that because that shows I think you have to understand the culture, the
Hmm.
Ukrainian culture. That is expected by the lady, to pull the chair for her. to keep the door, hold the door for her, help her with her jacket, and all of these things, I think, develops into positive emotion on her side. And like you said, if she doesn't feel emotion connected, she's not going to hold your hand. And I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah, it's nice tips for guys to understand very quickly, not to be under cheating during long period, not to be blind, right? So we should understand and read this. Also, we have a question from Juan Antonio. It would be the last question. I think we clarified all the situation here. Phil, also may be so bold. What is your chronological age?
I'm going to share with you two things, actually, Antonio, right? Chronologically, I'm 70 years old.
Really?
Yes. Biologically, I'm only 62. But listen to this last one. I think I discussed it with Janna earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I am on a 3-year, something called peptide protocol that reverses your biological age by 21 years. So in about 2 years, when I'm 72, I'm going to be 51 biologically. And that has been clinically proven, scientifically tested. So how old, let me ask you this. If you didn't know how old I was, what would you say is my age, my chronological age, if you didn't know?
Okay, we will. You're asking me or Juan Antonio?
Both of you.
Both of. Okay, we will waiting for response of Juan. Okay. You mentioned before about your biological age, right? And I thought you are 60, early 60. I thought something like this. Okay, we have one response, 67. 67, Simurzinka. Think, I thought you are early 60. Yeah.
So you said
I didn't expect 70.
So will you be kind enough to tell me I look like 65, perhaps? Honestly.
Yeah, something like not more than 65. I thought like maybe 60, 62, 63. I thought this way.
So listen to this story. I've been, before I got on the peptide protocol last year, 2022, I was on a different protocol. What happened was in 4 years, my age went back by 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did a recent test in December, which I haven't got the result back based on the new protocol. I may, in fact, biologically be younger than 62 because the last test was done July 2021. So I'm hoping that next test I'll be like 58, the one that I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. Juan,
Okay?
suppose that you are 64. So we were on the same page. Yeah. It is true, and this is nice, and this is important also at matchmaking when two people need to contact each other. First, you can see this is just indoor, yeah, just an appearance first, and then with actions, you can show your real qualities, how caring you are, what level emotional of communication you have. So, but first indoors, we meet people by their appearance, right? So it's also important to take care about yourself, to be neat, to be well mannered. It's things when girls judge about such things.
Let me
Okay.
share one thing with you, if I may. And please don't think this I'm crazy or they should commit me to an asylum. Let me explain this to you. I'm very serious about this. What I'm actually researching and I'm planning on doing, and this is something that is going to happen within the next 10 years. Listen to this very carefully. My goal is to achieve a biological age of 40,
Mm-hmm.
stay at the biological age 40 for the next 100 years. I know you're not going to believe that, but that's what I'm working toward. Can you imagine that possibility that you and your spouse get to a biological age of 40 and then live together at that age for the next 100 years? Think about that.
Difficult to imagine. Looks like some fantasy, but who knows? Everything can be possible. Maybe in some future. For this moment, it's difficult to believe that it can exist in reality.
This is what I'm telling you. It's about something called nanotechnology medicine, where they make the molecules so small it can go to its destination. The products that I'm taking right now that rejuvenate your human body has 68 vital organs. They rejuvenate your internal organs. They have 21 peptides right now, but they have 1,000 that are actually studying right now that is going to help with longevity and age reduction. So I didn't catch that message from Antonio. What did he have to say?
That you need to check the laboratory.
And he checked the laboratory.
Mhm.
Actually, I can actually share with you what the name of the laboratory is so you can check out for yourself. It's called Life Length. Life Length, one word, and they are based in Madrid, Spain. They are the only company on the planet Earth that they do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but he mentioned that your test should be completed by an independent lab.
That's exactly what that is.
Okay.
That's the lab that actually provide the test results. Not
We
something.
are
Yeah,
we
so
are free to believe in what we want, and if we truly believe in that, and like try to provide this belief in our life, so why not? It's a choice of everyone, right? The most important that you will enjoy of this process, and you will be satisfied with your results if you
let,
like
let,
it.
let me say to both of you, Janna and Antonio, you made my day brighter. You put a smile on my face.
Thank you.
Really, I mean that very sincerely, because I mean most of it when I talk to, they said, "Nah, you're 75 years old." You said 64. That really made me happy. At least I have an inkling that you have some belief in the stuff that I'm talking about, because you're not convinced because you haven't seen the data or have been independently verified what I'm saying. But you see that basically just looking at me, yeah, there is some truth to what he's saying, but I'm not 100% convinced unless I see the data. I can independently verify everything that he's saying.
Mhm.
But I really appreciate that at least you're being very objective and you're giving me the benefit of the doubt. I'm very grateful to both of you. Sincerely. Thank you.
Okay. Um, so I think for today is we discussed everything we wanted. Thank you, Phil, so much from Brandon Bayer for your story. And guys, I really hope that it will help you to avoid unpleasant experience in your life. Yeah, better to accept somebody's mistake. And if somebody did mistakes, also the life doesn't continue on that moment, on that page. And yeah, you need to be strong enough and to move on anyway, to stay positive, to accept these life lessons like a good experience which made you more strong, more mature. And it can't be that every time would be something unpleasant. Yeah, so life is different, not always sunny and not always bad. So after tough periods, of course, we deserve for some happiness. Phil, I wish you a successful journey.
Thank you.
Yes, and to achieve all your goals with the health, with the parents, with the soulmate, to find the lady who will really understand you and be on the same wave with you.
Thank you.
It is really important and fulfill our life with happiness.
I think so. I think this actually it's a two-way street. It's not just is not about your happiness. It's also about your partner's happiness too.
Yes, but
That's
your partner can make you happy only if you can see that your partner is satisfied and you receive all these emotions back.
it all.
Bill, hello there, Bill.
It all
Phil and
exudes
Janna, thank you
your
both.
face. What does it say here? Phil and Janna.
Thank you for your time and your story and your advices.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's also helpful.
Yeah, just I believe follow your guts. Follow your guts. Your gut feel.
Yes, and anyway, your guts can be on some point, on some way, they can be wrong with the bad experience you had, right? You also believed it, your guts, and you had hopes about ladies that they can be truly and genuine and serious to you and sincere, but they won't, unfortunately. So anyway, move next.
Yes. Thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate your time. I appreciate Joe's time. I appreciate Match Guarantee to give me this opportunity to tell my story, and hopefully this will help many men to think before they take a step toward these scammers and save themselves from financial losses, emotional disturbances, and unhappiness, and avoid all the mistakes that I made.
Yes, Phil, thank you so much. This is thanks from guys. They appreciate your time, and Joseph, he really like addicted to such stories because he wants to protect you. All of guys here, all the clients, all the men who stay in search, doesn't matter where they are searching. He really want to protect all people from this business, wrong, bad business. Yeah, when they doesn't count your feelings and your money, and without morals.
I would use the famous quotation from Ronald Reagan
Mm-hmm.
that said, "Trust but verify." Have you ever heard
Yes.
that?
Yes. It is absolutely true, and it is with everything, right? Before we try to buy something important, something which has a price, right? We looking at qualities, watching reviews, and try to analyze what benefits we will have. Is it worth?
And the other thing is, if especially when it comes to relationship, again, I'm not an advisor, but what I would say is use critical thinking. Think think
Mhm.
about what somebody is telling you and what they really mean. It's two different things.
It is difficult to understand, especially from the beginning, especially when we have deals with the cheaters. They are professional cheaters, and it is easy to be a victim of such people, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean that it is impossible to avoid such people and to clarify everything from the beginning. So we are on the way, yeah, to do that.
Right. Exactly. So I have a little quotation here for you. Can I read that to you?
Yes, please.
I say, I rather live in hard truth rather
Mhm.
than ignorant bliss.
Yes, like the same, like better bitter truth than that sweet lie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what that.
Okay, guys. So on this positive moment, I would say we will finish our story, our stream. I hope all of you had pleasure of this time, and it was really useful for you, which will help you in the future. All these tips. Thank you, Phil. I wish you good luck in your journey and in life in general.
One quick last question. Would you when this? I'm assuming, are you going to be editing this particular conversation at some point, and you have like a final product that is going to go on a YouTube link that I'll be able to go back and view it to see how people reacted to it and all that.
Yes, you can subscribe to this channel and you will see your first interview and this broadcast after we will finish this live stream. It's available immediately on the YouTube. Yes,
And
you can rewatch and you can make some notices for you.
sure. And what is the? I'm sorry. What is the website again called?
This 1 second, I will try to.
Okay.
Okay, mail order bright.
Male, oh, okay, male order.
Mail order bright scams. This is a channel currently with we were with the first interview, and
Okay.
this is also Joseph's channel, and we have multiply channels like Match Guarantee, Ukraine dating, and everywhere we try to bring you some truth about Ukrainian people, like what can be real, what you should avoid, and how to be successful, to explain our nature. And such stories here would be, yeah, also would be helpful for other guys. At Match Guarantee would be other kind of stories like interview with Bill, which you saw, and some successful stories of our clients. They will tell to guys live what way they passed, what happened to them on the way to their happiness, and how it happened. What did they do to achieve this goal?
Just as a comment about Ukrainian women, uh, Ukrainian women are as traditional, classical ladies that used to be in America in 1950s,
Yeah,
70 years ago.
I heard such review. Yes, yes, true.
And
Majority of ladies, yes. So of course nowadays some ladies also they try something new, and like I don't want to be like a washing machine or something. Yeah, so they also try to choose some other kind of life. But in general, yeah, traditions are important for Ukrainian ladies in many ways, and they can organize a quite comfortable life together with all these values.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that your time, because I know you have other obligations, Jana, and I apologize if I took
Thank you.
too much of your time, but I'm very appreciative to everyone, and I wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Phil. So good luck to you, and bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Goodbye, guys.